I'm just so excited. I'm so excited to grow my own food. I can't even tell you.
What makes your garden grow? Water and sunshine. What makes your spirit grow? Knowing that she'll be mine.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to another Pantry Chat. I'm Tangie. Thank you so much for joining me in the pantry today. I am going to be quite honest with you. I am down here because I cannot wait to get to garden plan. I did not get to have a garden last year except for a couple of potted plants while we were in the city, and I so much missed being able to grow a lot of our own food and having just an abundance of homegrown fresh tomatoes and things like that. And so, and plus with everything being the way it is in our economy right now, I'm just ready to, feel like I have some control over my own supply chain, right? What I'm doing, I am down here in the pantry, and like I've mentioned, and I think it was in our vlog video, that, right now the store is what is filling the pantry. But I know that very soon, Lord willing, we will be able to start filling these shelves with things from our yard. And when that starts to happen, it's going to be happening, a canner full at a time. So I know these shelves are going to fill up super quick, and I really need more shelves, and I need more jars, and I need more lids. Anyway, with that said, one of the things that I wanted to encourage you to do, if you are new to gardening, basically look at some of the things that you buy on a regular basis, and then look at the ingredients. Are these things that you can grow and make and preserve? Okay, so I want to start right here. Let me bring you closer. Okay. So let's start right here at the end of the shelf, and you will see that I have about a dozen of these Rao's homemade pizza sauces. I got these at my salvage store. Some of these I paid $2.19 for, and some of them I paid $1.29 or $1.19. So these were an excellent deal. I stocked up. But this is something that I most definitely can produce myself on my homestead. This pizza sauce has Italian whole peeled tomatoes, Italian cherry tomatoes, olive oil, carrots, onions, salt, oregano, garlic, and basil. Every single one of these things I have grown on my homestead except for olive oil and salt. So these are things that I'm going to make a note of. So I always do tomatoes. I love Amish paste. They're my favorite. I have grown San Marzanos. I felt like San Marzanos they were so small. And I just felt like with Roma or Amish paste, I had more bang for my growing buck, if you will. So I want to make sure that I have some paste tomatoes. Let's see, we said garlic, which I actually have some planted right now. Oregano, which I did grow some last year, but I didn't grow a whole lot. So I'm definitely going to probably triple what I grew last year. So I'm going to put 3 times. Let's see, carrots, which I was already planning on doing that, as well as onions. Basil. I still have some basil that I grew. No, I actually used the last of it. So I definitely want to, I'm going to put ×3 on the basil. And then what was the other thing? So carrots, onions, tomatoes, basil, garlic, oregano. I also have green beans. We eat a ton of green beans and we love them. So I have been trying to grow green beans successfully in raised beds for the last few years, and I haven't really been able to. My best success for green beans has been planting them in the ground. So that is what I'm going to do this coming year. We're going to have several rows of green beans. So hopefully I'll be able to can a bunch of it and have it on my shelf. Tomato soup, again, this is something that I can grow, which is tomatoes and seasonings. This green salsa is fantastic. I got this at my salvage store. It was $1.39 a jar, and I love eating it on pretty much everything. I put it on eggs. I put it on tacos, taco salad, soup, chili. I love this stuff. And so let's look at the ingredients. This green salsa is made with jalapenos, which I definitely plan on growing. jalapeno peppers, vinegar, cornstarch, salt, dried onions, spices, and garlic. So I already have all of those things on my list. The rest of this is proteins, which as of right now, the only proteins that we are growing on our homestead are chickens and eggs. So
sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you.
I wasn't talking to you. So let's move down to the next shelf, shall we? Sorry about that. Okay, so here on the next shelf, I have applesauce. We do not have apple trees, but our neighbor across the road has beautiful apple trees. We were able to pick a lot of them, and I canned up some applesauce, not applesauce, but apple butter. But I do have a bushel of apples that I ordered from a girl that we go to church with. She's in her FFA program, and they were selling it as a fundraiser. So I should be getting a bushel of apples tonight. So I plan on canning up a bunch of applesauce, and I would like to do some apple pie filling. We'll just wait and see. If you do not garden, you might have access to farmers markets, neighbors that have fruit trees, gardens, berry bushes. You might be able to go forage. You can do, blackberries, persimmons, raspberries. There's a lot that you can do. You don't necessarily have to grow it on your property. If you want to garden, but maybe you don't have a lot of space, I have heard of where people will ask a neighbor or a family member, can I use your space to garden, and in return, give them some of the produce that you grow. That's another option. Also in this box, I have condiments and I have broths. We are planning on doing meat chickens this spring, so I'm going to put on here, this is more like pantry planning, garden planning. It's a little bit of both. Okay, so broths. We are going to do meat chickens, like I said, and plus you can do it from store-bought bones. If you buy good chicken, or maybe you buy it from a farmer or whatever, definitely save those bones and make broth, and then you can can it. So we're gonna do chicken broth, and I also have beef broth in here. We actually have bought a steer, and it's going to be butchered in February. So I will have lots of bones to make all the beef broth I think our family can handle for a while. So I'm really excited about that. Like I said, we also have some condiments in here. We have barbecue sauces, we have ketchups. These are all things that you can also grow from the garden. And then of course, in this middle box here, I have pasta stuff, noodles, sauce. I also have some tomato paste down here. Marinara sauce is going to be tomatoes, it's going to be basil, onions, garlic, and oregano. And again, these are all things that I already have written down on my list. And the only other thing that I have a bunch stored of down here that I could actually produce on my homestead are dried beans. I have successfully grown purple whole peas, which kind of has a black-eyed pea flavor. I have successfully grown those. I may do those again. I haven't totally decided just yet if I'm going to go that route. So this is lard that I actually rendered from some pork fat that I purchased from a local farmer. I plan on doing another canning session. This is about six full pints, and then I got part of another pint, which is upstairs. So I would like to do another canning session of this. It's so easy, and I mean, it's delicious. Okay, so some of the other things that I have in mind that I want to be able to produce, some that I do have like in my freezers, not just meat. Like I said, we are going to be doing meat chickens, and we have bought a steer. We bought a whole steer, so Lord willing, we will have beef for a very long time. And I do plan on canning some of that, and I will be bringing you all along for that. I will also be canning up, like I said, broth. I will bring you on for that as well. So I actually have a few bags of frozen berries in there. Now we do have a strawberry bed, so I'm covered on strawberries, but I really would like to get some blueberry plants. So I'm gonna put on here blueberry bushes. I would really, really like to add that to our homestead this year. Okay, I have not cleaned this out at all. So I wanted to go ahead and just show you some of the things that we have up here that I need to keep in mind when I am planting my garden. Okay, so starting down here, free-fried beans. I definitely need to can some more pinto beans. I grew some pinto beans last year. They are not as prolific as the purple hull peas, so I don't know if I'm going to use up space in my garden for that. But I definitely know that I can grow them. And, you know, again, just considering your supply chain, knowing how to grow legumes is definitely beneficial if your family eats those. Down here, I have more. Those are kidney beans, more refried beans. Actually, all of this back here is beans. I do have peaches back there, which I would love to have a couple of peach trees. I just don't know if we can make the space for that right now. Pumpkins. I buy a lot of pumpkin, and that is definitely something that I need to grow more of. I do have a couple of jellies back here. We actually don't eat a lot of jelly. Up here, I have some diced tomatoes. I definitely need to can some of that. Crushed tomatoes. I also have diced tomatoes and green chilies. Definitely need that. Back there, I have tomato sauce. So I need to keep tomato sauce in the forefront of my mind as I am planning how much tomatoes to grow. Because as you can see, we do eat a lot of tomato products. Okay, so something else that I see a lot around my house, I have these downstairs and I have them upstairs, and that is winter squashes. I have this acorn squash. I have a couple of downstairs. I have one over here. I promise, I clearly did not prepare for y'all. I've got dirty dishes, clean dishes. It's just a little bit of everything. Anyway, so I got a spaghetti squash there. Also onions. Also potatoes. This is the potatoes from our box that we have downstairs. These keep really well. I bought a big box from my Amish friend down the road, and these have kept very, very well. I need to find out again what kind these are and grow them. You can see they are starting to sprout a little bit. We've got construction going on outside, sorry. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to put that down. I just wish I could remember what she said those were. Potatoes, winter squash. So I actually have a couple of spice cabinets. This one is where I keep my bulk spices. Not very well organized, by the way. Yeah, I buy oregano in bulk, so I definitely need to make sure that I'm growing more of that. This is actually lemon balm that I grew. We have not consumed a lot of that, so I guess I don't need to grow as much. Up here, I have some dill that I grew. I definitely love dill. Here I've had to buy in bulk chives and parsley. I did grow these last year, but not enough. So I'm definitely going to increase how much I grow in chives. What did I say the other one was? Parsley. Dill. That was the other thing. Let's see, is there any? Oh, yes. Thyme. My thyme plant has been doing really well, and we're still harvesting off of it. And my sage has also done really well. Okay, so now let's look in our freezer. Okay, so down here we have broccoli. You guys know that I buy broccoli and cauliflower every single week. I would love to successfully grow those. I have not had a ton of success, but it's definitely something I want to do. See, there's some berries back here. Corn is definitely something I'm planning on growing. Every year we grow peaches and cream, and it is definitely our favorite. Spinach is something else I want to make sure. So spinach is something that is very easy to grow in our area, as long as you plant it early. But the thing with spinach is, you know, before you freeze it, you have to blanch it, and then you squeeze as much moisture out of it as you can. By the time you get a huge bushel of spinach and then you wilt it and then, or blanch it, and then get the moisture out of it, I mean, you have, you know, a few ounces, but I'm still going to do that because we do love spinach. So I'm still gonna grow it. I just need to grow a ton of it. All right, so we need spinach, broccoli, cauliflower, corn. Sweet peas is something else that I like to buy. I do grow enough to eat fresh during the growing season, but I do not have the space that I can grow enough that I can put up what we eat in a year because it takes, I mean, you need a lot of peas to make a quart size bag. I remember one time I brought in a big enamel bowl full of peas, and by the time I shelled them all, I had like a quart. Okay, so a few other things that I have not written down yet that I know that we love to grow, we love to eat. That is bell peppers, peppercini peppers. Those were in the refrigerator and I did not open the fridge. So, as well as bell peppers. So peppercini peppers, poblano peppers. Those, I just discovered my love of those this year and I plan on growing a lot of those. Poblano peppers, okra. Okra is a staple. We love, love okra. And of course, cucumbers. I do not have a pickle supply. What is your, for those of you who do garden, what is your favorite pickling cucumber? Because I was very disappointed last year what I was able to grow. I used Pickle Crisp and my pickles were still soggy and I was really bummed about that. My mom swears by Armenian cucumbers. They stay crisp. I have had those. So I'm probably going to grow those, but I wanted to see if there were any other varieties that you all swear by, what your favorite was. And then of course we also eat fresh radishes. And I love beets. So I'm definitely going to try to grow some, enough to can. I love, love beets. Here's what I've got. I've got paste tomatoes. And of course we will also want cherry and slicer tomatoes. I'm getting an MI Gardener order soon. And I ordered some of the Paul Robeson tomatoes, which Jess from Roots and Refuge, that's like one of her favorites. And so it definitely has me intrigued, especially since it describes its flavor as smoky. So I'm very interested to see what that's about. Okay, so again, these are things, I'm losing my focus here because I'm getting excited. What I'm looking at are things that I buy, and I want to make sure that they're on my list to grow. So, so aside from the fresh eating things like the radishes and the lettuces and all of those things, things that we can store. So we need paste tomatoes, garlic, oregano, carrots, onions, basil, green beans, jalapenos, blueberries, and I'm going to put Stark Brothers by that. We also live not far from a blueberry farm and they sell blueberry bushes. And that would probably actually be my best bet just because they are grown here in the area. So they're already acclimated to our soil and to our weather. I mean, it is literally like a stone's throw from here. Raspberries, green chilies, artichokes, pumpkins, potatoes, winter squash, chives, parsley, dill, thyme, spinach, broccoli, cauliflower, corn, bell peppers, pepperoncinis, poblanos, okra, cucumbers, and then of course radishes, beets. And then for our protein, we have chicken and beef coming. So those will be things that will go on the shelf, both in broth and chunk form. We have apples that are coming. So I'm not necessarily growing those, but I am getting those in soon. And plus we'll have them from our neighbor. Okay, so yeah, so this was kind of all over the place, but I'm just rearing to go, and I wanted to make sure, oh, hang on, there's something else. I almost forgot. This is a journal that my parents bought for me several years ago, and I made it a garden journal, and I've got 2017 goals on here, and so on here I wrote down things that I wanted to make sure that I grew for the pantry. And so here are some of the things that I listed. I've got salsa, pizza sauce, pasta sauce, diced tomatoes, ketchup, rotel, which are diced tomatoes and green chilies, tomato juice, corn and black bean salsa, green beans, pickles, dill and bread and butter, pickled okra, pickled dilly beans, pickled jalapenos, dill relish, squash relish, sauerkraut, pickled beets. That was another thing. See, this is why I saved this list. Cabbage. Okay, let's see. So green beans, pickles, dill relish, squash, sauerkraut, pickled beets, and carrots. Applesauce, apple butter, pears. I need to ask around and see if I have any friends that have pear trees. Pear trees. Question mark. Corn, kale. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of kale. Collards. Definitely. I am a collard girl. Okay. Collards, onions, peas, garlic, potatoes, herbs, teas. I did get some chamomile. I do want to do more like medicinal herbs. So that is something that I need to do more research on. So that's one of the reasons why I haven't talked a lot about that yet. But that is something that I would like to do. Then I have salves, tinctures, and then the ferments I have listed are yogurt, kombucha, sauerkraut, and sourdough. So I'm definitely going to take these plans and I'm going to put them in this book. Anyway, so what I can do now with this list is this is what I know I need to grow to fill my pantry with things that we eat on a regular basis. These are my staple items. I need to figure out how much of this I need to grow to feed my family for a year. And there are calculators to do that. I'm going to get on there. I'm going to check out the calculators to see how much I need to grow. So I would highly recommend, as you are planning your garden, look at what you buy. What does your family eat on a regular basis? Plan that out first. So some of the things that I haven't put on this list yet are things like melons, flowers, which, you know, to me, those things are important, but they do not take precedence over the staples. So this will really help me when I start to plan my garden. And yeah, and I'm excited to fill my shelves with these things. So anyway, this was a little crazy. I'm very excited. That is one of the reasons why I'm very crazy right now. So anyway, I hope you guys found this helpful. I hope it inspired you. I hope you are just as excited about growing some of your own food as I am. And again, if no matter what your circumstance is, if you really, really desire to grow your own food, there is a way. You just have to get creative. And then I have lots of resources that I can point you toward. If you are a member of Homesteaders of America, Homesteaders of America is a fantastic one. Lots of people in the community there that can help you get started, learn how to grow your own food. If you're not a member, I will put a link down below where you can go and check it out. There's 2 different levels. You can do the basic level, and you can do the VIP. Both of those, the fee is good for a year. The VIP, you get more access. But both of those, you get access to early ticket sales, discounts, all kinds of things. And of course, I love me some M.I. Gardener. He has some of the best and most comprehensive videos online. Roots and Refuge is a fantastic one. There's just so many resources out there, and I highly encourage you to go check them all out. So anyway, that's all I've got for you guys today. I'm just so excited. I'm so excited to grow my own food. I can't even tell you. Still got to figure out growing space. We're going to be building a greenhouse. Yeah, there's just a lot going on as we are rebuilding, revamping, reconfiguring our homestead. If you haven't already subscribed, I invite you to do that. Hang out with us. Learn as we learn. Let us show you things that we have figured out that work for us and what doesn't. We do live in South Central Kentucky. We are in Zone 6B. So if you live in this area, maybe we can show you some things that we know that works. Like I said, we're planning on doing meat chickens, hopefully meat rabbits as well, but that's kind of on the back burner at the moment. So yeah, anyway, that's all I've got for you guys today. I should have an M.I. Gardener seed haul coming up for you guys in probably a week or so. So if you love seed hauls as much as I do, then definitely stick around. And yeah, that's all I've got for you guys today. Until next time, remember to be vigilant, to be prayerful, and be prepared. God bless you all, and we'll catch you in the next one.